Don't tell Nintendo, but you might not even need a Switch to play Switch games. Hot Game Summer is heating up from Splatoon 3, new console drama, and players getting locked out of their games. Let's get started. It's SuperSwitchGo. Splatoon 3. If you're a Splatoon fan, you are having one heck of a summer, and I am very jealous of you. You've got tournaments going on. You've got this new game coming out. That's right, Nintendo released exclusive art from the artist behind Splatoon 3 on their Twitter. I'll put the picture up for you here. That's right, Nintendo is giving you all the breadcrumbs to let those Splatoon 3 fans know that they have not forgotten about them. And I, for one, am very jealous. As an Animal Crossing fan, we are just like starved, and you guys are over here getting like a feast of Nintendo news. Also, something great for you guys is that this new OLED console is going to take Splatoon 3 to the new level. Splatoon fans have already gotten a sneak peek of different new lands that they can go to, new customizations of weapons, and more. I can only imagine how the OLED screen is gonna bring that out to the next level. Ugh, I'm so jealous of all of you. I can't even take it. Nintendo, Nintendo, Nintendo. You've had quite the little dramatic summer. I feel like anytime I open my phone, there's new drama going on that I gotta go ahead and research. We all saw the Business Insider article calling out Nintendo for selling the consoles for a way bigger price range for only $10 more of production. Nintendo refuted it, but did they really? They basically just said, nuh-uh. No detail, no evidence whatsoever, no new numbers saying like a real actual profit margin. Just basically, no, we're not. Which is not enough for me, Nintendo. I'm gonna need more than that. And you know, it's fine. I get it. You're a business. You need to make money. Obviously, I want you to make money so that you don't go out of business. But I would like you to at least be honest about it when you're called out about it. If you haven't seen the tweet already, it says, a news report on July 15th claimed the profit margin of the Nintendo Switch OLED model would increase compared to the Nintendo Switch. Which, again, is not necessarily a bad thing. You're a business. To ensure correct understanding among our investors and customers, we want to make it clear that that claim is incorrect. But also, why include the investors? Wouldn't your investors be happy about this? I feel like your investors would be like, hell yeah, let's make more money. We also want to clarify that we just announced the Nintendo Switch OLED model will launch in October 2020 and have no plans for launching any other model at this time. Why? Why do you need to just say, also we have no more ideas? That's just salt in the wound to your fans that nothing else is coming. I get that Nintendo is maybe a little upset at us for dreaming a little too far when we were thinking of what the Switch Pro was gonna look like, and I will give it to you, Nintendo. And maybe our daydreaming made a lot of us appreciate the Nintendo Switch OLED less because it wasn't necessarily what we wanted. But at the same time, I feel like you gotta have that intrigue of like, we're always working to be bigger and better and not just, we don't have any plans for anything else, so just stop speculating. Like, don't you want us to think you're doing things? Like, you should be like the man behind the curtain. And like, we're just like, they're always working on stuff. Taylor Swift is working harder than Nintendo right now. I just want to put that out there. She's released like 3 albums in the time that you guys have had one console, and then this new OLED console, barely any different. 3 complete separate albums, 3 different eras. 3 different genres. Okay, that's a lie. 2 different genres. But still, you get the point. Also interesting about this Nintendo drama, even though Nintendo's fighting so hard to say, no, we're not doing anything, nobody look at us, without any evidence, a source has stated that PlayStation is keeping their eye out on Nintendo to see if they can get away with it. An anonymous source said, quote, Sony Interactive Entertainment is closely monitoring the market response. Ooh, dun, dun, dun. Does that mean Sony just realized that they can like cheat people out of their money? Sony's like, wait a second, you can make something slightly different? We never realized this before. Will people fall for it? Let's find out. But again, I am always rooting for Nintendo, and is what they were doing a little sketchy? Yes. Was their response even sketchier? Yes. Am I still gonna buy all their stuff? Yes. So let's keep going, Nintendo. I believe in you. Just stop with the shady. If you're getting a bigger profit margin, just admit to it, okay? You're a corporation. Or you know what? Maybe just create a new console that, I don't know, has a lot of changes that people can get really excited about. You did it with the Switch. You don't need to just dip your little toes in the water and be too scared to actually make a difference. That's what people want. That's what people crave. I know you can do it. Square Enix is at it again, you sneaky little minxes. If you are not a Neo, The World Ends With You fan and don't already know what's going on, they have had quite the week. So over the weekend, people were actually able to play Neo The World Ends With You early. And this wasn't through some scammer, some hack, some loophole. It was from Square Enix themselves. Square Enix had sent out codes early for people who had purchased digital downloads of the game. So people on their own, just living their best lives, playing the game, being happy until the rest of the internet caught wind and were like, wait a minute. I want to play this game early too, and started buying digital copies instead to get the game early. Nintendo got wind of this and was like, no. Everybody's got to wait their turn in the drinking fountain line, okay? You can't just cut ahead. That's how we rule society. So when Nintendo caught wind of this, they literally kicked players out mid-game and sent out a mass email basically saying, this game code no longer works. Our bad. We're going to send you a completely new game code when the game is actually supposed to come out. A lot of fans are in dismay over this. My heart breaks for them because they may not be able to have their save file from the game that they already started. No one knows for sure whether or not you're actually going to get your save file back when you do this new game or if everything just restarts from the beginning. It is not a fun spot to be in, especially if this is like your favorite game. Again, having this game for a couple days, you're going to have made some serious headway. And when the game eventually comes out, you're going to have to redo all of that from the beginning, which is the worst feeling, especially when you're just so excited to see all that the game can offer for you. Fingers crossed for everyone who has been playing, and you know, we're of the first people who got their code genuinely from Square Enix, not trying to do any crazy loopholes, not trying to abuse the system, but simply trying to play the game. Fingers crossed that they actually get their save files, because that would just be the worst. It just sucks to get to have like a taste of the game, only to have it brutally ripped out of your hands mid-game for some of you because of Square Enix's mistake. Regardless of what happens, my heart goes out to you guys. That sucks. So it's kind of been known for a while now that there's a way to use an emulator to play Switch games on your PC. The reason this is coming up again at the forefront of a lot of people's minds is because the new Steam Deck allows you to use emulators, which means that you might be able to play Switch games on a handheld device without even needing to purchase any Nintendo fanfare. Now, is this gonna last forever? I don't think this is going to be guaranteed. I feel like Nintendo is probably having their lawyers just run over to Steam right now. Like, I cannot imagine the possibility of people being able to play the Switch games on any other device and Nintendo just being fine with it. I'm pretty sure Nintendo is going to do anything in their power to make this not happen. At the same time, it's Nintendo versus the internet though. And if we know anything about the internet is that people love to try and do the impossible, and they will try and find any loophole they can, especially if it means they're getting a lot of attention from big corporations. Nintendo's attention is only going to make the hackers stronger. I'm very interested to see who's gonna win. I'm, of course, obviously always rooting for Nintendo, but you know, you also have to root just for the ingenuity and like the hard work that people are going in to make these games more accessible for everyone. I said it before, I'll say it again. I really hope that this just puts a pep in Nintendo's step and it's just like, hey, you can't just sit back and enjoy your life now that you created the Switch and the OLED, which is fairly different. People are coming for you, Nintendo, and you better start working. In the words of Britney Spears, you better work, bitch.